Dear students, in this video, I would like to teach you Battle of Buxar. So before starting Battle of Buxar, I would like to teach you the significance of the Battle of Plassey. In my previous video, I have taught you about Battle of Plassey. So Battle of Plassey was fought between East India Company and Surajuddaulah. Basically, it was not overwhelming victory of uh, Clive. This victory based on conspiracy and some Indians supported. I have taught you the name Mir Jafar, Rai Durlab, Amir Chand, Jagat Seth. These fellow were conspirator, and by conspiracy only uh, Sirajuddaulah was defeated and killed. What happened after that? What was the result? That Mir Jafar became the Nawab. I have taught you that was a sacred treaty sign, and he gave large sum of money plus the jamindari of 24 parganas to the English. The Battle of Plassey had political significance for it laid the foundation of the British Empire in India. It has been rightly regarded as the starting point of the British rule in India. The battle established the military supremacy of the English in Bengal. The main rivals, the French, was outset, means now French supremacy over, no revival. The obtain the grant of territories for the maintenance of the property and equipment military forces, and their prestige increased manifold. But there was no apparent change in the form of the government through the supreme control of the affairs passed to the Clive, on whose support the new Nawab Mir Jafar was entirely dependent on the maintaining his newly acquired position. The sovereignty of the English over Calcutta was recognized, and English posted a resident at the Nawab's court. Means basically, uh, Mir Jafar became the Nawab, but he was a puppet Nawab. Means one resident was living in that court, and he was he controlling each and every activity of the Nawab. Suppose you are a Nawab and one foreigner living in your court, and each and everything will be observed by him. So you are sovereignty to not you are having sovereignty enjoyed by Clive. Now, what happened after that? Mir Jafar was increasingly irritated by the interference of the Clive. He entered into the conspiracy with the Dutch at Chinsura. So Mir Jafar, when observed that always they are demanding money, and always they are starting interference in the administration, so he decided to wipe out this government. So French already became very weak. I have taught you. So he went for one secret treaty with Dutch in Chinsura, but the Dutch were defeated and humbled by the English force at Bidara in November 1759. After that, what happened? Means the relation between East India Company and British, means Mir Jafar and East India Company became very crucial, and then Mir Jafar and his son were replaced, and there started a fight of Nawabship in Bengal between the Mir Qasim, the son-in-law of Mir Jafar, and Miran's son. And finally, what happened? New Nawab appointed by British East India Company, Mir Qasim. Regarding Mir Qasim, I would like to teach you that Mir Qasim was very competent ruler. Means he was competent, more competent than Mir Jafar. So when Mir Qasim became the Nawab, so some steps he has taken I would like to mention. Mir Qasim agreed to cede the company the district of Bardhaman, Midnapur, and Chittagong. Means three districts he given. The company would get half of the share in the Chunam trade of Silsit. Mir Qasim agreed to pay off the outstanding dues to the company. Mir Qasim promised to pay the sum of the 5 lakhs rupees toward the financing the company's war efforts in the southern India. He was agree that Mir Qasim enemies were the company's enemy and the friend of companies will be Mir Qasim friend. It was agreed that the tenant of the Nawab's territory would not be allowed to settle in the land of the company and vice versa. Under the presence of the company, Mir Jafar decided to resign in favor of Mir Qasim. A pension of 1500 per annum was fixed for Mir Jafar. Means one secret treaty was signed between Mir Qasim and British East India Company, and above mentioned point he accepted. And finally, what happened with Mir Jafar? Mir Jafar given 1500 pension. Okay. After that, what happened? Steps taken by Mir Qasim, that is very important, and that is the main reason of the battle of Buxar. Mir Qasim was very competent Nawab amongst the successor of the Alwardi Khan. After observing the power, after the attaining the power, Mir Qasim shifted capital from Murshidabad to Munger in Bihar. First step taken, because if capital will be there, the Britishers will be there, so they will interfere in the administration. So first work he had done, that he shifted his capital from Murshidabad to Munger in Bihar. This move was taken to allow to save distance from the company at Kolkata. His other important step was recognizing the bureaucracy with the men of his own choice and modifying the army to the enhance the skill and efficiency. Dear students, one very important point is there. Mir Qasim observed that it is very difficult to fight with Britishers, because British had new technology, their army well organized on Western standard, and he started work on it. Then it was alarm for the British East India Company. The company had brought the Mir Qasim. The company had thought that Mir Qasim would prove to the ideal puppet for them, but I have already taught that he was very competent. However, Mir Qasim believed the expectation of the company. Ram Narayan, the deputy governor of the Bihar, was responding to repeat request by the Nawab to submit the account of the revenue of Bihar. Mir Qasim could not tolerate this open defense of his authority, but Narayan was supported by the English officers at Patna. The misuse of the company's dastak or trade permit. What was a dastak? Let me teach them and understand. Dastak was a kind of a trade permit given by Mughal emperor for Bihar and Bihar, Bengal, Odisha free trade. Means British East India Company are allowed to do trade Bihar, Bengal, Odisha free of cost, and company given one token currency to Nawab, emperor of the Mughal emperor, and free of cost tariff, free of cost trade allowed. So it was exempted. The goods specified from the payment or duties by company official also resulted the tension between the Nawab and English. What happened? It was allowed to the company, East India Company, but private dastak was misused. Means private trade done by Britishers. So after that, day by day, revenue collection affected. The misuse of the dastak meant to loss of the tax revenue to the Nawab. It also made the loyal merchant face unequal competition with the company merchants. By an imperial farman, The English East India Company had obtained the right to trade in Bengal without paying Tondi's due all toll. However, the servant of the companies also claimed the same privilege for their private trade. The company's servants also sold dastak to the Indian merchants. I think misuse. This is a kind of a misuse of dastak for a commission. Beside, they used corrective method to get goods at a cheaper rate, which was against the spirit of the duty-free trade. The duty-free trade simply meant buying cheap and in an otherwise competitive market. Mir Qasim decided to abolish the duties, although but the British protected against this and insisted upon having per preferential treatment as against other traders. Meaning, earlier dastak was misused by Britishers. So what he had done? He abolished that dastak. No need of dastak. You are means Indian businessman and European both can do. Then that was negative for the Britishers. So they made pressure on the company, and the Nawab company tussles over transit duty led to the outbreak war between the English and Mir Qasim. In 1763, the English gained successive victory at Khatwa, Murshidabad, and Giria, Skuti, and managed. Mir Qasim fled Awadh and formed a confederacy with the Nawab of Awadh, Sujauddaulah, and Mughal Emperor Shah Alam II, with a view to recover Bengal from the English. Now, what happened? When means due to dastak, what happened? Dispute came between East India Company and Britishers, and after that, tussle started, war started. So Mir Qasim left that place and went to Awadh and made an alliance. And how many allied were there? First one Mir Qasim, second one Nawab of Awadh Sujauddaulah, and third one Mughal Emperor Shah Alam II. And all three joined hand and attacked on East India Company. And finally what happened? In Battle of Buxar, all three powers defeated by British East India Company. So next day I'll teach new part, remaining part. Thank you.